Привет, Толя, Симпатоля. Сегодня вот мы на загрузочном экране встречаемся, потому что как только я зайду в мир, у меня снова начнется кат-сцена, и это как-то сразу в сюжетку меня бросает, потому что я очень удачно топэхнулась. Все, поэтому загружаемся.
How strange. This sword seems to be vibrating of its own accord. It's a very faint vibration, but it's getting stronger as I get closer to the statue of the Seven. Does this sword have some connection to the statue? But all it does is vibrate, even when I touch it. That place I got this sword from was definitely out of the ordinary. Maybe I should try channeling the power of cryo.
Наверное, тут сейчас нам дадут приколюху. Примените силу крио к элементам статуи Семи Архонтов. Ага.
It worked. There really is something
Wow.
special about this sword.
Офигеть. И музыка, кстати, очень еще красивая в этот момент. Путник отправился в далекие края в поисках призрачной надежды на спасение. Вау. Начало звездного... О, двигается начало звездного дара. Базовая атака, шанс крита, блокировка дополнительного атрибута, экипированный путешественник, поражая противника, повышает свою силу атаку на 16% на 8 секунд и восстанавливает себе 3 единицы энергии. Эффект может возникать один раз в 5 секунд и срабатывать даже когда персонаж не на поле боя.
I don't really understand what just happened, but I'm pretty sure this sword just got a little more powerful. I'll have to try the same thing again when I come across another statue of the Seven. In the meantime, I better go find Alosha.
Прикольно. Вот так где. Поймала тебя. А вон там еще один красотулик. Надо.
I'm coming in.
Hello there. How can I help? Ah, sure thing. Give me a second. I'll go fetch them for you.
It's a familiar story. I've had similar experiences. Although Снежной doesn't deliberately delay or withhold relief, those first few days of waiting for help are always the hardest. It's a fundamental contradiction. If emergency relief can't be delivered in time, what's the point in even calling it emergency relief? Not necessarily. I think there's a good chance that Kresny Kristall from Stratomoros will start. When we resolve Stratomoros' energy issue, it's like we open the floodgates. A huge backlog of Kristall is now available to the townspeople. There's no way they can use it. A lot of them will probably stockpile it and slowly work their way through. Probably a good idea, since energy prices are only going to keep rising. Exactly. At the current prices, selling Kristall is an easy way. Hey boss, how much do I have left in my account?
1 second, let me check. So, you're planning on buying the Kristall out of your own pocket?
Yeah. I don't know if I have enough, so I'll chip in a little extra and buy as much as I can afford. No, it's fine. You're new to Snežnaya, and you have your own living expenses to worry about. Besides, you're already providing the train.
Here's your Mora. See what you can find at the market. But I doubt there'll be much Kristall left.
Yeah, well, can't hurt to take a look. Let's see. Huh?
Oh, Alosha, and... Hello?
I didn't realize you two knew each other. Yeah, I take on some odd jobs in the city to supplement my hunting income. Sometimes I work as a cleaner or prop hand at the theater where Odette is one of the big stars. So when the weather's as bad as this, it's better for a hunter to adapt than to keep looking for game.
Yes, and we sometimes need extra help.
Wait, why is the atmosphere so awkward? I thought things went pretty smoothly in Sviatlo-Lidovka. So, what brings you here, Miss Odette? Looking for some new props?
No. After I got back to the theater, I couldn't stop thinking about the situation in Sviatlo-Lidovka. It bothered me so much, so I decided I'd come here and see if there's anything I can do. You too, I presume. I suppose that's why you're here. I didn't feel comfortable expressing my true opinions in front of the Harbingers. Not least because ordinary Fatui like me don't even know it. Without knowing the full picture, I can't make sense of it. And at some point, if things aren't making sense to me, I can't just keep going along with it.
So many people feel the same way. They wish they could do something, but all kinds of reservations hold them back. Explains what...
Yes. Well, that's one option. But there are risks to consider with organizing.
Right, because things can get out of hand, and it's hard to hold the right people accountable when they do. I've heard about a few cases like that.
Sandrone said Odette was on track to inherit the title of the Fair Lady. If so, she'll be able to find out what... Still, it's probably a little soon to ask her about that.
What's on your mind?
Да так и тебе, думаю.
I think we can both agree that no matter which side you're on, it can't stop you from doing the right thing. Where there's a will, there's a way. I know what Rosaline did while she was abroad. You made the right decision, so no hard feelings.
Отлично, вот и поговорили, мне нравится.
So, what's your plan?
Oh, we were gonna buy some Kristall. I heard there's...
Funny. I had the same idea. In that case, let me pay. I can claim it back as mission expenses. The real issue here is that government relief is behind schedule. Surely it makes more sense for the state to cover these costs.
True. It's a huge expense after all.
Let me see. I'll take it all, please. And I'll be needing a receipt. Right. Choose mission budget under the expense category, but be sure to specify emergency rescue operation in the description. Otherwise, the normal let's book this train. Regulations say that if we need to transport Kresnik Crystal during Project Stuja, extra carriages can be added 1 hour before depart. That should do it. The train will be escorted to its destination by Fatui guards.
This is my first time seeing you handle Fatui affairs, Miss Odette. It seems you're as skilled an officer as you are a dancer.
You flatter me. It's only because I've been doing both my whole life.
Anyway, I bet you've been non-stop today, am I right? Any idea how Paimon's doing?
What's wrong? Who's Paimon?
His travel buddy. Hasn't been feeling well. She caught a cold right after they—
Sounds like she's important to you. I can't believe you've been dealing with this on top of everything you've been doing to help the—
I've got nothing going on right now, so I'll join you. I want to see how she's doing.
May I come too? I have some candy that someone gave me back in Svietolaidovka. Plus, I know—
All right then, let's go. I still don't know what the deal is between these two, but at least the tension seems to have vanished.
Так, сначала ТПшечку откроем. Ладно, что это? Угу. Спасибо, Свага. Почему сюда? Мы разве живем в подворье? Ну, видимо, да.
Hello. Sorry, but there's a sick person recovering in this room.
What happened?
Oh, please, excuse me. Are you the traveler? Ah, it's really you. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're under strict orders from Master Child to keep this room well guarded. At the same time, we can't interfere with Podvorye Restaurant's business. That would only— Besides myself, a few of my colleagues are stationed in and around the restaurant. In plain clothes, of course.
I didn't expect such a high standard of protection.
Well, Master Child handpicked us for this special assignment. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer. Please, head inside.
Милота.
Traveler! Alosha, you're back! Oh, hey! Who's our new friend?
Hi, I'm Odette. The Traveler and I crossed paths a few times.
Another friend from the Fatui, huh? You're practically a member yourself by this point. Paimon's definitely on the mend. We should be back. It's just... Paimon's limbs are still feeling...
I have just the thing.
Mm.
Whoa! What's this? Is that a flame inside an ice cube?
Прикол.
All keen observations. You're right. This is called Core Ignis. Whenever I've caught a cold in the past, I found I recover much more quickly if I place this by my bed.
Awesome! Wow! It's so nice and warm! Your name was Odette, right? How did you two meet again?
Looks like she's in pretty good spirits. That's a relief. Any progress with your investigation yet? No surprises there, I'm sure. They're not likely to let anything slip. The Rokad, huh? Let me think. Members of the Rokad keep their true identities hidden, but I think there might be someone I can introduce you to. Leave it with me. Meet me at the Korolyevsky troupe tomorrow, and I'll tell you how it goes.
Would anyone like a drink? I'm gonna head to the bar.
Paimon will have... enough with the secret chat, you two. Let's catch up properly in a minute. Paimon, it'll be kinda like tabletop troupe. No reason why listening to a story can't be...
Это что такое? Ого, Паймон спит. А штучка куда пропала? Нехорошо. Там какую-то штучку там дали. Где их смотреть? Непонятно.
The boss is gonna give Paimon a copy of the latest newspaper to read.
Еще не открыто. Ладно, хорошо. Будем открывать. А, куда я иду? Правильно же? Да, правильно. О, Уракина. Она как шапка. Прикольно. Там в той стороне что? Закрытая точка. Понятно, хорошо.
Ah, you made it. I've got some tickets, and I managed to set something up with the Rokad. It'll have to wait until after the show, though. Happy to stay and watch? I doubt you've seen the Korolyevsky troupe on stage before. Pleasure. Here.
Please present yourself for a routine inspection in accordance with theater regulations. Thank you.
Валера! Валера!
Is that guy with the Fatui? Looks like he's waiting for something.
Вау! Какой он... Я знаю один очень интересный спойлер. Хороший мужчина, хороший муж, хороший отец.
Okay, all done. Thank you for your cooperation. Please proceed.
Я могла бы, наверное, туда подойти. Ну, я откуда знала, правильно?
What's up? Everything okay? Snezhnaya's business and political leaders are always passing through here, so it makes sense that security's tight. Still, it's a little unusual to see the Fatui's Armory Palace guard here. You saw him, right? The guy right at the back. Strong, silent type. His name's Valeri.
Валерий. Валерий.
He's part of the Special Assignment Battalion, but I only ever see him here for one thing. To look for a guy named Mitya.
Некого Мити. О, да, Митя. Это мы знаем Митю. Так, Валерий. Командир батальона специального назначения первого гренадерского полка оружейной палаты Фатуи. Как истинный военный, он придает огромное значение четкому планированию и безупречному соблюдению сроков. Но к несчастью, человек, которого ему поручено охранять, Митя, похоже, не придает значения ни тому, ни другому. Впрочем, есть и хорошая новость. Он всегда знает, где найти Митю, а иногда даже способен его удержать. Ну, Валера, прям Валера.
Supposedly a researcher, though he never seems to put much time in at the office. But that's not for us to worry about. Let's go. The show's about to start.
Шикарно.
What do you think? Pretty impressive, huh?
Да.
Oh, the one in Fontaine? I hear it's iconic. Never seen it for myself, though. Here we are, just in time. Sorry, coming through.
If you're gonna show up late, keep your mouth shut.
What's his problem? Whatever. No point arguing with people.
Look, there she is. That's who I'm introducing you to later. She's the lead singer of the troupe, Vodyanitsa.
Угу. Так. Водяница, примадонна королевской труппы, русалка с непостижимым характером, покорившая бесчисленных зрителей своим выдающимся вокальным мастерством. Но говорят, что истинные чувства скрыты в ее пении, почти никому не дано услышать. А, истинные чувства скрыты в ее пении, почти никому не дано услышать. Угу. О,
Что мне приходил во сне, старость борется без тона тьме, потоки будничной суеты, горестный милее вечер день, тянутся годы мои бесцельно, в них больше нет любви.
красиво. Очень
This
красиво.
leads directly to the green room. They're expecting us. Vodyanitsa will be waiting for us there.
Водяница член Рокота? Вот это, конечно, интересно. А Мити тут не видно. комнатка.
Hey there. Excuse me.
Can you believe it? I am so mad right now.
Oh, it's you two.
Huh? You know each other? Oh, wait. Is this who you were telling me about? The one you met yesterday and couldn't stop thinking about?
У нее такой голос детский, я не думала, что он будет таким.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. Why are you denying it? It was right before I went on that rant about the moody factory owner.
Might I ask what brings you two here?
Oh, I just brought him here to see the show. And when it finished, he was full of praise for Vodonitz's performance. So I thought I'd try my luck, see if we could get the chance to chat for a bit.
You work here. You of all people ought to know that's against the rules. It's
No, what's the big deal? Come on, don't be shy. I can give you an autograph. You can take a picture too if you want.
Oh.
do as you please. I finished all my shows for the day. I'll leave you to chat.
Кокошник.
I wasn't making that stuff up, you know. Odette's just too proud to admit it. She thinks very highly of you. And so do I. You did the right—
We're good. Odette's out of earshot. I'll lock the door. Confidentiality, of course. The Rokot is very strict on that.
Whoa, Alosha! Not out loud! Not with an outsider here.
Relax, I've taken care of it. Look at this.
The president's reply sent this morning. Wait, so he's been approved to join?
You told me last night that you wanted to get intel from the Rokot. Unfortunately, Rokot intel is only available to members. But ever since you set foot in Snežnaya, we've been working together. I've seen the way you work, your character, and your motive. Everything about you is perfectly in alignment with what we're trying to achieve. I wrote a letter to the president explaining your situation, including just the right amount of detail. Of course, it's still your decision whether you want to join or not. We'll respect your choice.
Вот это, конечно, неожиданный прикол.
Well, assuming Odette was telling the truth and she didn't misjudge you, I guess we don't need to worry about you blowing our cover. Still, you gave me a real fright. I didn't know that's why you came looking for me. So, that stuff you said about admiring my performance, was that just because Now you're talking. That's what I like to hear.
Anyway, let me give you a quick rundown of how things work. Like I said, the Rokot is a covert organization, and members typically don't meet in person or even know each other's identities. This helps us maintain a high level of independence and secrecy. Because of this, members are basically free to decide their methods without constraints, so long as the
After all, we don't have any ostensible contact with each other. This way, if
Beyond the freedom to choose how you operate, it's also your choice whether to act at all. We have plenty of members who have yet to take any action. In short, joining the Rokot in and of itself won't place any restrictions on your act. There's a code of conduct you can read if it interests you. But basically, as long as you don't plan on using your anonymity to go around doing evil, you'll be fine.
Только приехали в Снежную, а уже в какой-то группировке.
I tried reading it 5 or 6 times. Never made it all the way through. Even the most lackluster script makes for more interesting reading.
Great. Then I'll go grab an official application form.
Прикольно.
Well, Alosha has this pet dog, you see. Dagarin took quite a liking to me, so I played with him for a little bit and fed him some. Then, the Rokot was out on a mission one day, and even though we were all in disguise, Dagarin
Just a coincidence, really. We didn't report it to the higher-ups, though, to avoid dealing with the fallout. Like my job at the theater, for instance. By the way, what were you complaining about just before we came in?
Everything did not go okay. That's why I was so mad. I tried to make some small talk with him before I went on stage to fish for intel about the Iskra manufacturing plant.
Чугуновым. Чугуновый делают на заводе искру.
But he wouldn't take the bait, no matter what I said, and then he started complaining. He said he didn't appreciate his second-rate seat in the stalls because he usually gets a private box. I mean, what did he expect? Everyone knows that if you want a box seat, you buy a ticket well in advance. But instead, he sends me a letter the day before the show when we're practically sold out. I had to juggle things around just to get him a half-decent seat, hoping he would appreciate the gesture enough to share some information.
Yeah, meeting Chuganov in person has definitely... Oh, you probably don't know who we're talking about, do you? Chuganov was that older guy you were sitting next to today.
To the citizenry, he's a family man and a kind boss. But our interactions with him tell a very different story. It's one thing to ask for a favor, but he acts like it's his right. He always expects special treatment. Take the ticket situation, for instance. I've actually gotten him a private box in the past. But not only was he not even grateful, now he's acting like I've sold him short this time. Not to mention that he's never paid for a single one of his tickets. And another thing, if he's such a big family man, why doesn't he bring his wife and...
Calm down, Vodyanitsa. If you won't do it the easy way, we'll have to try the hard way. But first things first. Here's your application form.
Так, прикольно. Так, ну тут это быть альбом. Давай вот так. Мама сказала попробовать. Мое дело. Да.
Looks like I'll need to make a few little tweaks here and there. But other than that, you're good to go. We'll hold on to this for you. All right. Now that we're officially Rokot comrades, I can tell you. Chukanov is the target of our current operation. Recently, we've done some recon work at the Iskra manufacturing plant, which pretty much confirmed that their energy consumption is way beyond the All we need now is some direct evidence to present to the Vetcha, so we can demand that they
That way, the Kresny Crystal can be allocated to where it's needed most.
I was hoping he might let slip during one of our chats, but he's too tight-lipped. Well, I'm meeting another regular theater-goer tonight, Mitya.
But Valeri's here too, and he's probably looking for Mitya, so he may end up being a no-show.
Митя тоже в сговоре. Вау.
Don't you worry. He must know how to dodge Valeri, or he wouldn't be showing up on time for every performance. Mitya is a renowned energy expert. Although we can't get any direct evidence of the excessive energy consumption at the plant, we can... Accidentally, the authorities should take someone like him seriously. So if he starts raising questions about energy use at the... Also, we're not allowed on site, but he has clearance. So all we need is his cooperation. Yeah, so that's the other thing we're trying to figure out. Though I think we're still... I hear that Mitya is a bit of a chatterbox. So, who knows?
What do you think? Sound like something worth your time?
Okay, in that case, you guys find a seat somewhere nearby. Pretend you're a couple of buddies there to eat, and keep your ears peeled for useful... He's a huge fan, so I doubt he'll have his guard up around me. But you two need to be convincing. If he suspects anything at all...
Sure. Don't worry. We'll make a believable pair of buddies.
Пары друзей.
Perfect! You've sold me already. Now,
Okay.
everything.
Угу. А, мы уже все сделали, да? Классно. Так, мне было интересно вот это. Тут не открывается. Ладно.
We come here often, so we shouldn't stand out. Let's sit here. Now, it's up to Vodyanica. Let's see how the conversation goes.
Митя! Ну что за сладкий
Mr.
мальчик?
Mitya! Over here! Over here!
Мистер Митя.
Oh, sorry. I got a little held up on my way here. Now we have even less time than we planned.
Такой голос прям вау. И они сделали больше движений. Это прям вау, круто.
Go ahead and order some snacks and drinks. Whatever you like. Let me see. According to my schedule, we still have 25 minutes left.
You're really pressed for time today, huh? I was imagining this would be a leak.
No need. Getting to meet the lead singer is a very precious opportunity for me. I'm not about to pass it up. I've already had to decline your invitation several times because our schedules rarely align. If I don't grab this chance while it's here, who knows when the next one will come around?
Well, it's very kind of you to make time just for me.
Он и есть живой шарф. Алло.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. But Снежная is full of weird and wonderful things like that, so people tend not to bat an eye. I'm sure the same will go for the Eye of...
The reason I invited you out for tea and a chat today was to get some feedback from a true fan of the theater.
Так.
Well, I genuinely have nothing bad to say. No matter how many times I hear you sing, it never gets old. It always seems fresh and new somehow.
Такие значочки красивые. Прям вау. Так, я хотела вот сюда нажать. Митя, эксперт энергетической комиссии, в совершенстве владеет самыми разными энергетическими технологиями. Правда, иногда он бывает слишком разговорчив, зато его шарф будет специально создан, чтобы это компенсировать.
Maybe it's because the more times I listen, the more details I notice. Or maybe you simply improve with every performance, delivering it better each time.
Thank you! I'm delighted to hear that! Could you give me any specific examples?
Oh, yeah. That, the piece you sang today, for example. Beneath the Frozen River?
Это надо сохранить.
Hey, what's with you? I'm just praising a good performance. I always used to find that such a bleak and lonely song. But the more you listen, the more you realize that it's not as cold and nihilistic as it appears. When you really dig down into it, there's a certain level where...
Wow, I'm impressed! I didn't expect you to pick up on that. Actually, I only tried out that angle after talking with a composer. Still, Beneath the Frozen River wasn't on today's program.
Oh, really? But it's a classic. You sing it every time.
Almost every time.
Oh, well then, let me say a few words about that other all-time classic, Flying in the Wind from the Mountain Sparrow.
Этот шарф — это что-то гениальное. Я его уже обожаю.
I didn't sing that one today either. My voice wasn't quite up to it, so I switched it out at...
Oh, but,
Sorry, Mr. Mitya, but you were at the theater today, yes?
Yeah.
Of course I was. Remember? I said hello to all the troupe members before the show started.
So, what did Odette sing today?
Elegy of the Snow-Winged Goose, of course.
Correct. I see. I see. You find my singing boring, don't you? That's why you don't remember a single song.
No, that's not it. I swear. All right. I'll be straight with you. I'm sorry. My mind was wandering as you took the stage today.
Я так удивлена с мимики. Они двигаются. Офигеть.
I enjoy watching your shows because the exquisite performances stimulate the mind. It always sparks some inspiration for my research. So, whenever I get stuck at work, I come to the theater for a change of pace. Odette's dance during the elegy of the Snow-Winged Goose today was simply incredible. It got that look of sheer defiance in the face of utter tragedy. It was so inspiring. I started scribbling in my notebook right away. Not that I made a ton of progress in the grand scheme of things, but I still think it was productive. By the time...
So what you're saying is...
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. I don't know which is more disrespectful. The fact that I don't always come for the show itself, or the fact that I missed your performance.
Seems like things are getting a little awkward.
Nitya just stepped into a conversational minefield. If there's one thing Vodyanitsa doesn't like, it's people who... this meeting was so hard to set up.
It's fine. I suppose this is... affirming in its own way. At least, it shows that our performance really... touches people's hearts, right? Don't let it bother you. It certainly doesn't bother me.
She's showing a lot of restraint.
Well, I'll be sure to let Odette know how much you adored...
Please don't say that. I always love your performances too. It's just that inspiration struck at the wrong time today. I'm usually all ears.
I know. I can tell. That's why I'm sure some people can't stand it when others praise their coworkers right to their face, but not...
Fair enough. I still feel kinda bad, though.
But you know what I really can't stand? People who only show up to the theater to...
Oh, yeah, 100%. There are too many of those people around. By the time they're walking out the door, they've forgotten all about the show. What's wrong? You look furious.
I don't know if you've heard about the boss of the Iskra manufacturing plant. He isn't even a theater investor. But he always demands the same box tickets only, premium drinks, even the right to request specific songs.
Well played, Vodyanitsa. Seems like she's harnessing her rage to steer the conversation.
Now that you mention it, I've interacted with that guy before. I gotta say, everyone holds him up as an example of a benevolent businessman, but...
Yeah, he couldn't care less about what's happening on stage. He's just there to flaunt his social status. What's the big deal with that factory he runs anyway? I asked around a bit and heard some pretty shocking stories.
Oh, really?
Yep, the things people are saying are pretty damning. Low wages, insanely long working hours, equipment running around the clock. And as if that's not bad enough, Project Stuja has now been extended so many times, we're at the point where crystal rations for the common folk are barely enough to survive on. If the rumors are true, he's in serious violation of the law.
Interesting. So you've heard about it too.
What? So it's really true?
Who knows? I've only heard the same rumors you have. But there's no smoke without fire. The Rooster's been coming down on us hard lately, demanding that we track and trace every single batch of Crystal. My coworkers in the Department of Energy have been tearing their hair out over it.
The Rooster?
Yeah. Even though there are no restrictions on Crystal trading, the poor will wind up freezing to death if we let the rich buy as much as they want. That's clearly unfair. Looks like we'll need to arrange an investigation into the Iskra manufacturing plant. I never knew you kept up with current affairs beyond the theater, Miss Vodyanitsa. You really have a heart for the common person. Most Fae in your position have long been indifferent to the plight of humans.
Well, those of us who choose to live in human cities are naturally going to pay attention to any significant upheaval. Isn't the Rooster a Fae himself? I'm just surprised to learn that even someone with as much experience as him is getting so stressed out over Project Stuja. What is the end goal of this project anyway?
This is it. We're
I'm sure Mitya can sense on some level that she's fishing for information. But since they're
It's stressing me out too. If I'd only made better progress with my research, things wouldn't have dragged on this long.
Oh, so your work?
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source. Not the power of the Light Realm, and not elemental energy. Right now, the only thing that meets the requirements is the power contained within stellar linchpins. But harnessing that power is costly. Each step of the process requires enormous amounts of Kresnik crystal, from extraction to quantification to attempts at conversion.
Иранова каждый раз тебя останавливает. Понятно.
Progress has been painfully slow, and the team is getting burned out as time goes by. Sometimes, I see people staring into space as if in a
Could it be that this new energy source has side effects?
No, it doesn't affect us, because the energy is used for... Okay, I got it. Stop choking me. Sorry. I can't talk about... I think we're all just exhausted. We've been working ourselves to the bone for so long.
Seems like I owe you an apology.
Don't worry about it. I count myself lucky, to be honest. I don't envy the people who work closely with the Suri.
So they're trying to develop a completely new kind of energy. Yeah, censored by a scarf. Who would have thought?
Oh, dear. It looks like my time is up. I'm afraid I have to leave. I'm so sorry. We ended up barely talking about the theater.
That's okay. It was a pleasure chatting with you, really.
Let's make up for it next time. We touched on some confidential issues today. I'd be grateful if you could keep it between us.
That could have gone worse.
Nice job. Why was Mitya in such a hurry to leave, though?
Вот почему. Валерий?
Sorry, routine inspection.
О, да, Валерий. Он его чует. Эти глаза. Я прям не могу.
Okay, let's go.
So he wasn't rushing to get back to work. He must have calculated that Valeri would find him here in exactly 25 minutes. That's frighteningly accurate.
One of the main duties of the Special Assignments Battalion is to ensure that important figures stick to their schedules.
All right, time for us to get going too. Excuse me, check please.
We'll settle our check too, then.
Oh, hello there. Mr. Mitya paid the check before leaving.
О, какая милота.
He also asked me to pass on a message. He said it was an honor to share his tea break with Miss Vodyanitsa and her two friends.
Какой он умный мальчик.
Wait.
Как же так? Вот ведь.
So he knew we were here all along? But maybe his work isn't confidential after all. Maybe the key here is the purpose of... Vodyanitsa and Alosha have left.
Гарно.
Hello again. Please rest assured.
You're back! Here pretty early today. Paimon was just gonna mention that. After she woke up today, Paimon felt like her temperature was completely back to normal. Still, there's some good news. It's like there's some kind of mysterious power affecting. She only started
да.
feeling this way
Мы
since we
знаем,
arrived
что
in
это за сила.
Снежная.
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source.
Could that have something to do with this?
What is it? You're making that face again. You know, the one you... So, they're trying to develop a new energy source here? And you think that might be why Paimon's feeling unwell?
Нет.
Well, Media denied that the energy they're researching has any side effects. Although, he did say that people working on the project have been having issues with it, but even so, those are completely different
А
symptoms from
провалы в памяти,
Paimon's.
потому что Ранова чистит память. Да? Нет? Да? Ну...
It's pretty faint, so it's kind of hard to tell. But if anything, it seems... Sure, Paimon's with you there. But how, though? The Rokat only has a limited amount of intel. Oh, great point! They argue about Project Stuja every day. If we could sit in on one of their sessions, good idea! Oh yeah, while you were out, Paimon this one seemed right up your alley. So, Paimon saved some for you.
Медовик. А, как я хочу
Once you
медовик.
finish writing your letter.
Так. 1,5 дня ждать.
Alosha replied. He says that we won't be able to speak at the Vecha, but he can arrange for us to attend as visitors. Time to get ready. Then head to the Снежной Vecha.
You're back! Paimon's been working on the crossword puzzle in the... Oh, shoot! Paimon for...
Водяница и Алёша. Нет? А, не просто водяница.
Miss Vodyanitsa, prima donna of the Korolievsky troupe. What a surprise meeting you here. Will you be sitting in on a session of the Vecha?
Sorry, I'm not taking interviews today. Oh good, you're here. The session's about to begin.
Please wait, Miss Vodyanitsa. Could you introduce me to your new friend?
Никаких комментариев. Вскоре после того, как вы занимаете места, начинается заседание Снежноградского веча. Вопрос о продлении срока стужи оставили напоследок. Цыпленок Пульчинелло представил ряд данных, связанных с энергосбережением, и скука сменилась необычайным оживлением. Вау!
In summary, the energy management commitments made for the outgoing period have been delivered upon. Furthermore, both the production and consumption of Kresnik Crystal show clear signs of stabilizing.
Цыпленок Пульчинелло номер 5 из предвестников Фатуи. Таким образом, обязательства по управлению энергоресурсами, принятые в предыдущей сессии, в основном выполнены, а объемы добычи и потребление крестниковых кристаллов стабилизировалось. И там еще снизу были панталоночка и тарталеточка.
The relevant agencies have assessed the present circumstances and determined that the status quo can be sustained until the next period. For detailed statistics, I would refer you to the industry reports that have been... It should also be noted that while the recent blizzards have led to a significant increase in people's energy expenses, this is strictly a short-term phenomenon associated with a remote... Her Majesty the Tsaritsa is giving her full attention to this matter. We should have every confidence that it will be dealt with swiftly and conclusively. A financial report on disaster relief is also present in this report, courtesy of Pantalone.
Так, это надо точно тоже заскринить.
They cover the same old ground every single time. The rooster never seems to mind, but everyone else is getting tired of it. There's a general lack of trust. People aren't seeing any tangible benefits that affect them directly. Of course, none of that will be reflected in any of the reports on the table.
Yeah, if it weren't for these hard copy documents, I could have at least made something up. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just out here trying to hit my interview quotas. Bring out the kvass. Ever read it? Best-selling newspaper in town.
If I remember correctly, you guys don't even have a sales permit. You have to sell from stalls on the street.
Okay then, best-selling street stall newspaper in town. Still counts.
И она сидит и пьет.
Order! We will now open the floor to the representatives. If there are no further substantive issues to discuss,
Snežnaya has a long tradition of treating members of the Fatui armed forces and their dependents favorably. But recent surveys shows that Fatui families in remote areas have access to 15% less crystal than the average civilian family in Snezhnograd. It's been said many times before, but it bears repeating now. There needs to be a clear and consistent rationale behind how crystal is allocated.
Or perhaps you wouldn't need to keep repeating yourself if you would hear me out for once. I say again, true consistency exists only in principle. In the real world, fairness is relative.
Какой? Прям...
You appear to treat resource allocation as a simple function of production and population. So what about when the equipment used in production breaks down? Have you factored that into your equation?
Такие коротенькие волосики. Упутють, упутють. Сандрона, кстати, сидит. Офигеть.
And do you even know how long it's been since Snežnaya last conducted a census?
И сколько же?
If I knew the answers to questions like that, I'm sure I'd be a very wealthy man. And I doubt I'd be going by child.
Делец child.
I'd like to bring the focus back to the specific issue I raised. Or do you wish to deny that favorable treatment for Fatui dependents is our long-standing policy?
It's easy to be a critic when there's no accountability. That seems to be a running theme in the anti-Project Stuja cohort. Defeat the ringleader and all other problems will magically resolve themselves. That's what they seem to think. But in case you aren't aware, not one jot in my report would change whether Project Stuja continues or not.
So you have no intention whatsoever of finding a solution to this problem?
On the contrary, I'm the only one here who ever brings solutions.
Вот так вот, да? Понятно, понятно.
Child opened by speaking up for the armed forces. Regrator struck back with style and a war of words ensued. Our reporter was live on the scene to get the audience's reaction as it all unfolded. Who do you support? The people have spoken! Child received raucous applause from the crowd as he pushed Regrator onto his back foot with a...
Now you see why they don't have a sales permit.
However this reporter wants to spin things, I haven't forgotten that Tartaglia was representing the Northland Bank when we first met in Liyue. So surely their relationship can't always have been this strained.
Кстати, да.
You two are getting off topic.
Mr. Pantalone, may I speak on your behalf?
Oh, please do. I'm more than happy to save my breath.
Бедняжечка, легкий-то, наверное, уже все прокурил.
Crystal distribution policy undergoes modifications with each new period. The ultimate goal being to find the most reasonable method of allocation, which I believe is what Mr. Tartaglia, but I fear many may have been misled on this topic by extremist activists. To clarify, Project Stuja is not the root cause of the problem. It is merely the most recent reports all point to Снежnaya's resilience and adaptability during this period of fine-tuning, and give clear indications that to make drastic adjustments without first considering the risks would likely do more harm than good. It would be a waste of the hard-won experience we've gained to date.
Renowned scholar of finance, Arapov spoke up to clarify the fiscal logic, clearly alluding to social organizations like the Rokot, with the notorious Lelek still active to this day. Should the Rokot be held responsible? No, there is someone else to blame.
She's just rephrasing what Mr. Pantalone said. The Rokot are the critics he accuses of taking no responsibility for their act. As for Lilik, you won't have heard of him yet. He's currently the most famous member of the Rokot. Ending Project Stuja has become an obsession for him. Unlike the more decent ones among us, he believes that votes in the Vetcha are all that matter. So whether it's threats, coercion, or bribery, he'll use whatever means necessary to get people to change their vote.
And since we're already on the subject, what do you think of Lelek's methods? Are you for or against? Despite a handful of detractors among the audience, the people overwhelmingly support Lelek. We stand with Lelek!
At least someone here wants to take this discussion seriously. I've been considering that issue myself. What you really need is more. I think it would be easiest to let the Fatui handle it, since they're already in charge of Crystal shipments anyway. We may as well get them to collect some. Whatever you need, you can ask the Fatui to look into it for you. In terms of supervision, I think the Druzhna would be a good fit. I had hoped to discuss this with Miss Vesna, but sadly, she's not present.
I will be happy to take a note of your suggestions and present them to Commander Vesna for a decision. The Commander has always taken a keen interest in Project Stuja. However, given the Druzhna's demanding workload, I'm afraid it may—
Let us refrain from jumping to conclusions until a concrete and actionable plan is in place.
My apologies, Lord Rooster.
There are numerous issues to address here, including manpower, time sensitivity, and nevertheless, I support drafting a proposal. Follow the usual procedure, and it can be raised as a new motion for all parties to evaluate.
In that case, I'd like to share one thought before the proposal is drafted. The issue of time sensitivity was raised just now, which I presume relates to the official reports. In fact, the Energy Commission already collects regular statistics on each urban center and its surrounding area. Would these be of any use?
That's a good idea. I read every issue of Svietlolaidovka's report, and although my focus is mostly on the section about equipment operation—
Be that as it may, does no one see an issue with using local data to determine Crystal?
Not if they are used purely for reference. So long as we have the report from the Northland Bank's headquarters to corroborate it, no one will be able to fool me.
Very well then. It appears that this arrangement is acceptable to all parties.
Прикольный ты челик.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
The members reached a provisional consensus on the issue of improving treatment for Fatui soldiers. Today, the prima donna of the Korailievsky troupe attended a session of the Snezhnograd Vetcha in the company of a dashing young man.
Write anything like that again, and I'm revoking your permission to interview the troupe. Got it?
Now then, if there are no further contributions from those present, we shall proceed to the final vote.
Hey, check it out! What made him vote against? Why not?
The votes have been tallied. Those in favor of continuing Project Stuja totals...
That was too close. The margin has shrunk yet again. Chuganov was a huge loss.
I'll bet Lelek is behind this. I wonder how Pulcinella will respond this time.
Chuganov. I see. Lelek strikes again.
Yes, go, Lelek. Once Project Stuja is defeated, our unwavering support at Bring Out the Kvass will finally...
In accordance with the result of this vote, Project Stuja will remain in effect until the next Vecha period. Finally, may I remind us all...
Усики так это управляют прикольно вообще.
We debate only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on, and the tundra always stand firm. The session is concluded.
И сразу все ушли. Как так? Я поговорить хотела.
I have to say, I really wasn't expecting Chuganov to vote well. In principle, Snezhnaya's business and political elites ought to be the ones least likely to oppose it. As we heard, Project Stuja is basically just a resource distribution framework that requires... But even if the policy got cancelled, the Tsaritsa's energy needs wouldn't suddenly go down. I got a letter from Mr. Mitya just before today's session. He said he's confirmed that there are issues around overtime and excessive energy consumption at the Iskra manufacturing plant. In a situation like this, once the Rooster receives the report, he'll order the factory to halt production and submit, but that's a week-long process, and thus didn't make it onto the Vecha agenda this time. I don't think he suspects anything so far. Exactly. And as you know, he's a very selfish person. I was originally gonna try and flip him after he received notice of the official sanctions. My plan was to convince him that the whole thing was, rather than just sit back and take the hit while his factory stopped production, he'd be better off voting to end Project Stuja. At least that way, no one else would be able to make any money either. But now, he's already voted against it. Which means someone must have used more forceful means to change his vote. Yeah, no one knows why Lelek is so obsessed with ending Project Stuja. But by the...
Lelek must have strong motivations, given how he'll stop at nothing to achieve. Maybe my next step should be to focus on him.
Oh, right. What are your plans for the rest of the day?
Hey, comrade. I noticed you were here during the debate.
I didn't take you for a political enthusiast.
Greetings, Harbingers. I just happened to have some free time today, and my new friend here thought it might be fun to check out the Vecha.
Ah, Odette must have introduced you. Look,
I'll leave you to catch up. I should head back to the troop.
Sure. Break a leg and all that. Thought it might be fun to check out the Vecha, did you? Things are never that simple with you, Traveler. There's no way you're here for kicks and giggles.
Oh, yeah. To some, he's a captivating enigma. To others, he's the bane of... No one ever thought that some anonymous nobody from the Rokot could cause such a stir. Huh? You want to look into Lelek? Then...
Fine by me, I guess. If the Traveler actually manages to expose Lelek, it'll be doing Pulcinella a favor. In return, it seems fair to let him in on what we've learned so far.
My thoughts exactly. Sharing is... Head back to Glupov and grab the files on Lelek. It's easier to just pull the...
As you command, child, sir.
In that case, since we're going to be waiting anyway, I'll have someone brew up...
Ура, чаепитие!
One common thread among the many incidents Lelek has been involved in is that the victims are all too scared to share any real information about him. Clearly, he must have threatened them in some way. His modus operandi is to silently infiltrate the scene and leave a threatening letter behind. But neither the letters nor... So all these files have to offer are short statements by the people affected. They don't give us a lot to go...
If nothing else, it shows we're dealing with a trained professional who's versed in counter surveillance.
Yes, and to that point, he often strikes in highly secure locations. The victims are high-ranking and influential people who take their personal security very seriously. Somehow, Lelik slips right into their rooms without making a sound. There's never any eyewitnesses, nor the slightest trace of a break-in. If he can get in and out undetected, it means he can strike without warning. Not that that's ever happened so far. But the thought is enough to scare the... It's hard to believe that a human being could pull this off flawlessly every time. So they switched the focus of the investigation to Faye. Unfortunately, no one's found anything yet.
Хотите сказать, Ной — это и есть Лелек? Interesting.
Careful. Don't underestimate me. Although, truth be told, I'd probably find it hard not to blow my cover.
We haven't ruled out the possibility of Lelek being human. It's just... there can only be a handful of people in all of Teyvat who'd fit the profile. Faye, on the other hand...
No, not as strong as me. You'll never find the culprit with criteria like that. Let's go with... a little weaker than me.
Не намного слабее меня. Вилет или Скирк? Ну, я видела его ответы. Я бы ответила оба варианта. Так, дракон или Тертегля? Ну, наверное, все-таки Скирк.
There's no denying that Master is strong, but meticulous. We can only hope.
Но не Вилету тут делать просто нечего.
He's just trying to find a reference point. Stop getting
But that's the most important thing. In my opinion, anyway.
Odette? Yeah, that seems about right.
Except she's Fatui, so the likelihood of her working against us is pretty low. But yeah, much more accurate than your previous example, at least.
No, wait a moment. Maybe we should interrogate that assumption.
What do you mean? Which assumption?
Her Fatui identity doesn't necessarily exonerate her. And when you think of...
Plus, she wouldn't need to be such a pro at covering her tracks. She'd already know where the Fatui will be and when. So she could... Oh, yikes. I was just thinking out loud. Why is this starting to sound like such a Still, what reason could Odette possibly have for trying to call off Project
Arlecchino would be the best person to ask. She knows Odette best.
Куда она ушла?
Unfortunately, she is... Rosaline used to open up to her in private about her struggles with Odette. As I'm sure you can imagine, Arlecchino is quite a lot better with... She gave her some tips on how to handle the situation, and Rosaline managed to reach a settlement with Odette before leaving. So, beyond that, I don't know the details about that side of things. But I do know that Odette... The reason being, her father passed away during the early stages of the project.
Oh, бедняга.
That was back before it had been named Project Stuja, when things were still being worked out. But in essence, it's remained the same ever since.
Huh. The more you know. Rosaline was always so self-centered. I never understood why she started paying so much attention to Odette. Is that such a surprise? If you cast your mind back, you may remember that Rosaline and I weren't exactly close.
Odette's past is no secret. Her father was a Fatus, and her mother was a very famous ballerina.
Oh, милота.
On the surface, it looks like she followed right in her parents' footsteps. After her father passed away on a mission, her mother was overcome with grief. She broke her leg during a performance and could never dance again. Odette was only interested in ballet at the time. But this tragedy left the family with both bread per capitanos policy. Family members of Fatui who died in the line of duty had to be appropriately accommodated and provide. So, regardless of how Rosaline may have felt about it, it fell to her to resolve the issue of Odette's family's livelihood.
Right, because the alternative would have been a one-off compensation payment, I guess. And that's still. She must have had mixed feelings about it, right? If she doesn't even like the Fatui.
It's just a theory, a possibility. But as a motive for Odette to become Lelik, it holds up. That said, I have no idea where Odette's head is at right now. Or plenty of people were on bad terms with Rosaline. I have no intention of trying to figure it all out. Yes, but there's not much point in discussing that now.
Yeah, back to Lelik. Since our investigations so far have turned up next to nothing, funnily enough, Tonya and I had actually made plans to go to the theater tomorrow to watch Odette's rehearsal. Unfortunately, thanks to this Lelik situation, which means you can go in my place. No point wasting the ticket. Plus, you'll get to meet Tonya.
Откладываний. Только с сестрой, только с Тартальей.
Spirit Seeker. Quite the classic ballet. It was passed down through Odette's mother's family for generations. Though it hasn't been performed in years. But Odette's been practicing it diligently, and it's finally ready for a return to the stage. Excitement is through the roof.
Tonya's excited for it too. She's desperate to see it no matter what. Personally, it's not really my kind of thing, but since she's my little sister, I had to figure something out.
I've actually seen it several times before. The story's pretty straightforward. It's a tale of love and regret. So not exactly reinventing the wheel, but when that classic melody kicks in and the lead character begins to dance. It's not an easy dance to do justice to, though. I know it's always been Odette's dream to perform this piece, but I'm not sure she's...
In that case, I think that even if she is Lelik, we should wait until her performance. I'll let you take it from here, comrade.
Mm-hmm. Так. Думаю, сюжетку на сегодня закончим. Надо сделать вот эту штучку, потому что на прошлой неделе я пропустила день и все сбросилось. Поэтому... Ну, кстати, мы вот остановились. Лишь безмолвие лишено благосклонности. А эта штучка? О! Награда. Спасибо. Сфера теней. Ремонтный центр. Окей. Так, чтобы сходить собрать. Вон это какая-нибудь, не знаю. А вот есть вот это. И вот тут артефактики, да? Но они явно пригодятся, поэтому сходим туда. У меня же смола была, нет, да? Да, есть, отлично. Так, что там за мобы? Я их еще не знаю. Окей. Угу. Угу. Ну, давай попробуем снова взять ГГшку. Он же у нас теперь супер крутой. Оружкой. Мы можем его прокачать? Все еще не можем? Угу, окей, ладно. Ладно. Посмотрим.
Surge. 3 moons converge.
Ну то музыка красивая.
Fighting Frost!
Rain Cutter! Extinguished! Ha! 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 Yeah! Cha! Ha! Yeah! Ha!
Flow.
Surge! Yeah! Ha! 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 Mine to wield.
Как будто что-то не так.
A new moon rises.
Encase! Condense!
Witness the power of Gugwa. Huh? Huh.
Интересно, я пробую хотя бы что-то?
Yeah! Cha! Ha! Mine to wield. Ha! Cha! Ha! Yeah!
Ладно, таки так много. В принципе, она должна хорошо справляться.
A moonlit night for all. Wayne.
Cryostorm!
Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword. Ha! Ha! Cha! Cha! Power. Cha! Cha!
Fighting Frost!
3 moons converge.
Time to act. Rain Cutter. Ha! Surge. Cha! Ha! Ha! Cha! 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 Ha! Huh? Huh! Know my sword.
Ha!
Extinguished. Yeah! Ha! Power. Yeah! Cha! Cha! Yeah! Ha! Cha!
Минута. Это не круто. Ну да ладно. Так, еще один раз, наверное. Точно сходим. Ну что, я хотела в отряде без одетой и незнанием того, как играются реакции, естественно.
Encase! Condense!
Witness the power of Gugwa. Huh? Ha! Ha! Power. Ha! Yeah!
Да, конечно, Кей не хватает.
Cryostorm!
Зато у меня есть снежинка.
Wayne.
Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Huh! Surge! Ha! Yeah! Power. Ha! Yeah! Let me weave you a verse.
Ha!
Yeah! Cha! Ha! Annihilate. Ha! 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 Yeah! Cha! Yeah!
Выходим. И теперь идем к верстаку, который находится у нас в поезде. Поезд у нас находится вот здесь. Угу. Угу. Так, и вот тут.
Add Astro.
Награда
Thank you for completing
получения.
Astra.
Еще есть экспедиции. О, новая открылась. Классно. Так. Что здесь интересного? И мы все это делали для вот этой штучки. Все, записалось. Отлично. А прямокемчиком что? Никак. Хорошо. Так. Где мы тут так? Красиво. Что ж, спасибо всем, что были. На сегодня, думаю, мы будем заканчивать. В следующий раз продолжим с этого момента. Всем спасибо за просмотр и пока-пока.